here. And wait, Dar, I don't know if you saw this, but I have a true gem of a surprise to start today's show off. So we're just
Oh,
going to go
no.
for it. Here we go.
Dave, you just made my day.
What I was gonna end that with "What's up, dog?"
No.
I don't know where that came from, Stacy. I was accidentally just like browsing through some Mux assets, and I saw that, and I was like, "Wait, why? I don't know why does that exist, or where it came from. I don't know, but maybe we'll end the show with it as well. How are you? I see your dog on the bed. I'm so happy. It's Friday.
There she is. Yeah.
You joined us.
Yeah. We were actually, I actually don't know where that video is from either, but we're working on a new page for Mux.com, and hidden somewhere on that page is that video as an Easter egg. That's why I saw it in the assets. So keep a close eye on our marketing site. Dig around.
Okay. All right. So that was a leak. You're telling me I just leaked. I probably shouldn't have done that, or maybe got some clearance.
No, it's good.
But we have a little Easter egg. That's great. Good news. How's your week? It's been a little while.
Yeah. No, it's been good. I mean, just keeping busy, really working on like 3 blog posts right now, which is just, I've got so much I just got to like dump it out on a page, and it just feels really good to be in the flow of
going at the
writing.
same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like switching between different topics.
No. One hand for one and the other for the other, and then my toes.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay. Making me look real bad right now because I haven't written in a minute, but it's time to step that up. And today we have a special one. Here's why it's special. It's Svelte. Svelte. Am I saying it right? Do you have to like change anything about the way that you approach this?
Just good old Svelte.
Svelte. Okay. Darius, you know
I like Svelte.
About Svelte. You like Svelte. We talked a little bit last week about Svelte with Scott, who's also a Svelte fan.
Scott likes Svelte. Scott likes Mux. I think the man has good taste.
Yeah, he's due back. Maybe he can come down the next show. This one, I don't know anything about Svelte. I will say my one asterisk is I did one website with Svelte like on a late night. My brain wasn't even working right. I put an open source website up in 1 hour, and I don't even remember that evening. So we're just going to pretend that this is my first introduction to Svelte, and even saying the word feels kind of funny to me. So what is Svelte? What do you know about Svelte? What can you tell me?
I started paying attention to Svelte around Svelte 3, which I don't even know. Is that like 2, 3, 4 years ago? Svelte is, you can think of it like React. It is a framework for writing components for the web, just like React. Makes stuff like writing HTML, adding interactivity a lot easier. But the pitch of Svelte is that instead of like shipping all of Svelte to the browser so you can run your components, Svelte runs on, this is an oversimplification, runs on your machine instead. So like it is a compiler, not a runtime. Oversimplification. The advantages of compiling means that you ship less code to the client. Your code that like your whatever mobile phone downloads is a lot smaller than what you might have to download with React. And it really kind of pushed the industry forward in a couple different ways. I think not the least of which is React 19 is coming out this year with a compiler. Like there's obvious advantages to looking at the code before it gets shipped and like making all these optimizations. And then like a couple of years ago, Svelte looked around, saw Next.js, saw Gatsby, saw all this stuff going on and said, we need not just a framework for making components, but also a framework for making applications. So in the same way that Next.js is an application framework or a meta framework for React, Sveltekit is the meta framework or application framework for Svelte. So, and it's really like, I think if you use the init command for Svelte and just like get started, you're going to get a Sveltekit application. It's really the recommended way to build Svelte stuff, because at the end of the day, you're not just building components, you're building an application.
Okay, cool. Well, here it's cybernetically enhanced. You didn't lead with that.
You're right. The most important point.
which is currently, I think, what is that? Like little widgets and
I
bits and
love
bobs.
the 3D imagery here.
And
Like,
we're
I wish.
converting to boxes. So this is maybe trying to communicate some of that, like taking the complexity and packaging it up and only really shipping out what we need. I don't know. I'm reading into
Mhm.
that one there a little bit, but okay. All right. So that makes sense. So this is not React. This is not I mean, the Svelte
Right.
kit sounds like the framework, but Svelte is very different than what I know I'm getting myself into. So they're suggesting that we see for myself. I should see for myself here. And I think I should see for myself. So what we're going to do today is build, of course, video uploads and video playback. I want to build my own little mini YouTube dar, and I would think Svelte is the right candidate for it. So we're gonna make video uploads to Mux and playback videos, and hopefully not run into too many issues. And maybe you can kind of guide me along the way if I go off the rails here. What do you think?
Can't wait to see what you build.
Me either. We will very much find out here. Okay, so Svelte, I feel like I'm in the right place, but here's Sveltekit. Got another
Yeah.
3D. What is that? Is that like a liquid cooled Magnum factory? Interesting. Okay, and then it's going to point us in the right direction. But this is the same as what was on the other page.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's my only shortcut, just so that we're clear on. I'm not gonna really try to do too many shortcuts here, but I did run this locally here to get that set up, mostly because we have some environment variables in this local file that connect to Mux. And oh look, it's getting yelled at. Do I want to install? Do you have that?
Yeah,
VS Code
totally. That'll
still?
give you like
All right,
syntax highlighting and stuff.
let's go. Okay. But I have local environment variables that I didn't want to have to mess around with to get set up here on the stream, and that's the only reason why we set this up. But there's nothing. Everything else is straight out of the box from what you get from this install command. So what are we seeing here? This is that was a huge message and it just disappeared. So all right, cool.
Hope it wasn't important.
All right, so we're back here. And I'm working off of this little tiny screen today. Hopefully this works out okay. We'll see. All right, so here's what you get from like just a boilerplate bootstrap init. There was one command or like one option right when I was running that install command that's like, where do you want to start? There was full-fledged app. There was like a starter kit pack for an app that you're building, and that's the one that I chose. And then there's like, you could also build libraries with Svelte too, which seemed kind of cool. But this is the output that you get from when you are just creating a new app with Sveltekit. Here's where we start. So I don't really know, truthfully, what I'm looking at quite yet here. The source directory, which is kind of common. We have routes, so that's probably leading us down where we're going to be storing some of our different pages that we work on. What's going on in here? Place files you want to import through the lib in this folder. Okay, so we got a little bit of exploring that we're going to do here. But I did start this server up. It's just running this command right here. And what did it give us? This is down here. Welcome to Sveltekit. So we're making progress. I mean, it's loading already, which is good news. Visit kit.svelte.dev to run the documentation. Are you supposed to have an accent when you say any of these words?
I think you're thinking of Veet, which you're definitely going to run into. Veet is the hot trendy bundler that everybody's using, including Svelte, and really bought into the Veet ecosystem.
All right, so Veet is in Svelte. And, okay. All right, I'm gonna try to remember. I'm gonna try to remember all these. But okay, so we're here. Let's see this. I'm guessing this is where the pages that we just looked at, and we just have an H1 tag and a P tag here. And yeah, we could probably do hello world.
Looks like plain old HTML.
It worked. Okay, and we got some live reloading going on here. That's cool. Okay, so what we have to get going here, when I think about the big vision for my application and where my business is going, I want to have an uploader that I can drop right in here that allow users to be able to select a video from their machine, drag and drop it into my application, throw it up to Mux, where I'm going to be able to store that video and then play it back for the whole world to see. Does that sound like something Svelte can do? I mean, we're here, so I think we're on the right track. But what I want to look at here is, or at least like coming into this, there's a little bit of a shift in my mindset because I worked in React like 98% of my time. But this is not React. So we're going to be using probably like our web component stuff here, right? And that's going to be the right fit.
Right. I mean, like we offer all of our libraries, like we build Mux Uploader and Mux Player as web components. Web component can be used pretty much everywhere, except they don't play really well with React. So we also have React versions of our libraries. We have Mux Uploader React, Mux Player React. Now things are going to change a little bit this year when React has full web component support, but we're not there yet. Svelte is not React, so you'll be starting with a web component.
All right, so I'm just going to go here. This is in the Mux docs here, and the first thing that's telling me for an HTML element, just like that H1 and the P tag, I can just throw it into my application, import it, and then add the HTML tag. So let's do that. I got to find my terminal window over here. Oops, I'll just drag this over this way too. There we go. Okay, so here we go. We're inside of our directory. I'm going to add Mux Uploader to it as well. That should have been that, right? And then we want to handle an import. Now, is the import handled the same way as we would in React and just throw it at the top of the file? That seems like it's not going to work.
You're right. It's not going to work. Good guess.
Okay,
There are .svelte components are a lot like HTML, but not exactly like HTML. So if you want to write any like logic, oh yeah, check out the docs. Let's see how far you get.
Look at the docs. All right, so let's see. I'm in the. Now, is there a difference between the Svelte docs and the Sveltekit doc? Probably. Like, there's more that I have to learn here.
For sure. It's like, think of it like the difference between the React docs and the Next docs. React is going to talk about how to build components.
Gotcha.
Sveltekit is going to talk about like how do you run stuff on the server versus running stuff on the client? How do you ship stuff from the server to the client? How do you talk from the client to the server?
All right.
And like routing and all the application stuff. So if you're looking for where to put your JavaScript, you're definitely going to be thinking about Svelte because that's a component level concern, not a framework level concern.
Okay, so am I too far down the line then here?
Like, yeah, because you're looking at the Sveltekit docs.
Here? Okay, so let's go to Svelte, read the Svelte docs, Svelte components. All right, and components are the building blocks of Svelte applications. They are written in Svelte files using a superset of HTML. Okay, look at this. So we got script tags here. Scripts, styles, and markup are optional. Script tag contains the JavaScript. Variables declared or imported at the top level. Okay. So would I then maybe just throw a script tag here at the top?
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. You know what? I like to just kind of try things to see if they work. Sometimes it gets me in trouble, but other times I get lucky. I still get in trouble. Okay, let's try put that here. Oh, there we go. Okay, and then the Mux docs had said, where are we? I just need to throw in the Mux Uploader HTML tag. Okay, so let's copy that. Go here. Save. Let's see if we get lucky. Hold on. Well, it's rendering. All right, so that was fast.
Mm-hmm.
That was fast. I don't think we've uncovered anything amazingly revolutionary yet, but what I liked about this so far is it's all kind of self-explanatory. This feels a little closer to just like the old school JavaScript and HTML that of yesteryear days yore that I was used to writing, but now we're having a little bit of syntactical sugar going on here. So this is kind of cool. Mm-hmm. All right, so we have
a lot more where that came from.
All right, let's find out. So we have an upload. So this Mux Uploader, we're seeing it here, but it renders a little drop area by default. You could change some of these settings around, but it gives us an area that you could drag and drop a video and upload it over to Mux. But there's a couple things we got to do to get this thing set up right. And this is a little more where I can at least jump in and feel more comfortable with, but we have to write well, first we have to make an API call to the Mux direct uploads endpoint to get a assigned upload URL. That'll just allow us to basically throw that video file that we're going to choose over to our Mux account, right? So we have to basically execute some server-side code when this page loads, this this plus. What's going on with this plus page plus route? I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. But we need to run some code on the server that says, "Hey Mux, I think I'm going to upload a video to you here in a minute. Do you need an upload URL?" So let's figure out how to get that going. Now that feels more of like the application framework concern to me.
That's right. Yep.
All right. So I'm not totally off the rails yet. So I'm going to go to Sveltekit, read the docs, routing. Okay. So I don't want to, I don't think me reading a ton is the most compelling content for the internet, but we have a plus.
Yeah. What's up with that plus?
What's going on here? Maybe you can tell me about it.
Well, I mean, you're exactly right. That's so plus is special in Sveltekit, right? This means like these are special files. Anybody who's done Next.js knows that you've got these like special files all over the place nowadays in the app directory. You've got page.tsx, you've got loading.tsx, you've got layout.tsx, and that idea, the folks at Next.js are open to say it kind of came from Sveltekit's recent big change, recent like a year or two ago. They also have these reserved names. Plus page is the page, for example. So if you have a folder, you know, I think it's, what is it, routes / blog / plus page, then that would be your blog page. Here we've got a top level routes. Oh yeah, it is routes page.svelte. That is your top level page.
Okay, so that makes sense. Plus is kind of a unique indicator for that. I don't think I've seen that before, but
yeah, and that's actually why they used it. There's this beautiful long, like multi-thousand word kind of request for comment from Rich Harris, one of the kind of main people leading the Svelte project. And I think the reasoning they put for using the plus is that you really don't see it elsewhere. It's a reserved character, especially for Svelte, and it's easy to use because, you know, not many other people use it.
Certainly the first time I've seen something like that. Let's move on here because this caught my eye here in the sidebar. Also part of this we'll comment on too is some of the docs experience so far. I'm still taking it in a little bit, but we'll get there. So I'm seeing loading data before a component can be rendered. We often need to get some data. How? Yes, I see myself in your copy. This is done by defining load functions. Okay, so a page.svelte file can have a sibling page.js that exports a load function, the return value of which is available to the data prop. Okay, so do I have to do this in a different file? I mean, it seems like what it's suggesting here.
That's right. Yeah, because page.js is your component that's running client side, or sorry, page.svelte. And so you want something that runs, well, server side or client side and server side. And so you'll be doing it in a separate file. Now, I think you finished reading a little bit too early, and this might be, well, spoilers.
Okay.
Page.js isn't the only way to kind of fetch data for
All
a
right,
component.
well, I'll keep going here. Thanks to the generated types module, we get full type safety. Great. A load function runs on both the server and the browser unless combined with an export concept SSR equals false. Okay, this is a big chunky paragraph here.
Yeah, it is. That's a lot of information.
More realistic version of your blog post load function that only runs on the server and pulls data from a database might look like this. So, okay, so this maybe is what you're hinting at here. We can run a page.server.js for code that only is running on the server, and they have some kind of stub code here. Well, that's kind of neat. But maybe this is more what we're looking for is like, we only want this to run on the server. We don't need to reuse any of that code on the client. So let's go with this, this format.
Right. If you let your code run on the server and the client, if you let your loading function run on the server and the client, then, you know, it'll be faster because then the client doesn't have to hit the server first, and then the server hits your persistence layer, your database, whatever. But you don't, I mean, realistically, you're not going to want your client actually hitting your database directly. You want you and only you hitting your database, which is why you have these page.server files, which means, you know, everything that's happening is happening only on the server. Your client doesn't have any access to like secret keys or anything. So more often than not, you'll be writing page.server rather than page.
Interesting.
JS. Yeah. For your data loading.
Okay. So, well, that's what we want to do here. here's a little bug report. When you click this copy, you do not get the nice formatted code. I don't know if that's possible to fix, but anyway. Okay, so we have import all as database. We don't really have to do that here, but we do need the Mux Node SDK as well. And that's what's going to just make it easier for us to make these API calls over to Mux and get the data back that we need. So I will need to install that as well. I haven't done that yet. Let's go back over to my terminal. I'm just going to do this on this other screen here. It's going to be npm install mux node, mux-node. And there we go. So here's some proof that I just did that. There we go. Okay. I know nobody believed me. All right. So we have, do I need to reload anything here? Or are we just probably good to go? Let's find out.
You're probably good to go.
Import mux from mux node. Cool. We do need to start the client up. So fun fact, Copilot has our old pre-version 8 SDK suggestion there. So we have to get our client up. The client equals mux. And one thing to call out here too is that in the environment file, the local n.local file is where we're storing our secret key in our Mux token ID and token secret. So that's going to get loaded automatically with the right naming convention right here with the Mux library. So we could just use that just by default out of the box here without having to like pass that as a kind of explicitly as a parameter. So the client's ready to go. All right, so here we go. We're in load, import types. I don't have a database. I don't, is it this I'm guessing it was just so it could be reused.
Yeah, right.
Do that.
So you could initialize your client in like a lib/mux.ts and then import it from there. But that's, no need to get ahead of ourselves too far.
Okay, so what I need to do here again is like when this page loads, I want to get a direct upload. So let's say const upload equals, oh gosh, yeah, it's in the right track, but it's not quite there. Await client dot, oh gosh, where are we? Video, video uploads. Okay, so it looks like the types are working here, so that's cool. Uploads, create. Oops. And what do we have to pass? All right. So a couple things here that we can set as our parameters when we're creating a direct upload. One, this core's origin. So this is saying like, hey, what applications should be able to upload videos from? What's the actual URL for that? Just kind of save ourselves any kind of cores headaches here. We'll give it a star. And new asset settings is another one that we want to be able to pass here, is that when this upload is completed, it's going to create a new asset over on Mux. That new asset can potentially have different settings that applies to it. And here's where we're going to specify what is appropriate. Again, this is coming from Copilot, which is a little confused, I think, on what we can actually set here. But new asset settings that we care about is the encoding tier, which we can set to baseline. This is going to give us access to the free encoding that Mux has incorporated as part of the product now. And is there something else we're missing here? We do have to say that playback.
Yeah, you do want a playback policy. Yeah,
but it's just a different format, right?
It needs to be as an array. Yeah.
Public. So this, when we set it to public, that just means that, hey, anybody on the internet that has the playback ID for this particular asset doesn't have to do anything special to view it. So this should be it, I think. So we could return a post and return the upload, and could just be upload here. Okay, so that's feeling kind of good. Now I didn't really dig into this type import types, what exactly it's doing here.
So do you recognize what that is? That's actually, this is something that Svelte authors love doing. You don't need TypeScript to get the benefits of TypeScript. Like, for example, in your VS Code editor. You can actually use these like type annotations. So this is the exact same thing as saying, this function is of type page server load, but without being in a TS file.
Oh, interesting. No, I've never taken an approach like that. That's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is just
no build tool. Yeah.
I see. Okay, so that's a big part of it here is just kind of taking care of all that. Okay. All right, so this looks good, I think. And now when we go back over here, it was telling us that we would have a specific prop, right? Or what do they call them over here?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And how do we get access to it? Okay, return from each data. We don't have several. Is there a different?
I think there might have been something higher up in that file.
Scrolling.
You're looking for a page.svelte example. There it is.
Here we go. Okay, let's see if this does the trick. So we have a data, and it's giving us an error here.
That's right. Yeah, you forgot the little bit in the script tag.
Uh-oh. Export let?
So in React, you have like your component is a function, right? And the props of the component are arguments to that function. In Svelte, your component is, well, it's not a function. So you need a way to expose props, right? You need a way to expose values you can pass into your component. Here, if you want to expose props, you do it as an export. So here you're exposing a data prop.
I mean, I probably have to listen to you tell me that 2 or 3 more times to understand entirely, but I'm just going to believe
as you build
here.
components, I think it'll become a little bit more clear. Yeah.
Okay. Well, according to this example, this should be doing, I think, what we want it to be doing, right? Where did my app go? Goodness, here we go. Uh-oh.
That's no good.
Now, where would this be yelling at me?
That's going to be in your console wherever you did npm run dev.
The mux token ID environment variable is missing or empty. Uh-oh. I don't think it is. Wait a second. Okay. Mux
I don't know if
ID.
Sveltekit by default is going to recognize .env.local. It might need .env instead.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know that off the top of my head. That just feels right.
All right. So let's find out where.
Oh, you know what? .env.local might work. I don't know.
Can I search? Okay. Environment variables. Oh, wow. Okay. In dev and preview, we'll read from .env or .env.local.
I was wrong.
Now, I wonder, maybe I just got to restart my server here. Let's see what happens. I might have added that after, and it just didn't auto reload. Okay. I mean, let's see. I'm going to double check my file here. Mux token ID and Mux token secret.
They're there. .env.local.
Oh no. I mean, what do you do here?
And the error, you have the environment variables named correctly and everything?
It says Mux token ID environment variable is missing or empty. Either provide it or you can submit it explicitly here. So Mux token ID. It's right there.
Sure does look like an environment variable. Here, let me give you a shortcut. So maybe it's not picking up the environment variables, and I'm not sure why, but Sveltekit offers a different way to access environment variables. And actually, maybe Sveltekit doesn't let you access environment variables like this. Maybe you have to access it the official way. So go ahead and give a nice search for env/static/private.
Env static private.
That's right.
Tell me more.
Aha. Yeah, this has got to be it.
Okay, environment variables loaded by Vite from .env and process.env. What am I looking at here? Okay. Okay.
You have to import your environment variables. You don't just get them by default. Maybe that's what's going on here.
You can override my feature flag. Okay, so where do I put these environment variables then? Is it going to pick it up
where do
from
you need them?
.env? Okay, so maybe I can do.
So you need an import above your Mux client initialization.
Yeah. But I'm wondering. All right, let's try this. Oops, wrong file. Here we go. Throw this guy up here. And Mux token ID. Oh, it is auto completing there.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. And then I can pass them here, right?
I think you pass them as an
object. Okay.
Yeah.
Token ID and token secret. Okay, that looks good. Let's save.
So, I mean, it's a little more explicit. I mean, maybe you're avoiding foot guns, but that was a little unexpected.
There we go. It did work. Okay, interesting. So it won't pick up. I wonder if the team knows about that. We should. So if you have a dependency that's looking for the environment variable here, it's not going to work as easily as maybe you think it would. At least that's what we're running into. So here we are importing the environment variables and explicitly passing them to the library in order to get that authentication working. This is how you know, folks. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about Svelte. Brand new here. Okay, so here we go. That is working. We do have some properties on this upload that we need to now pass to the uploader. So the uploader cares about it having an endpoint, right? We need to know where is this video going to get uploaded to when we drop a file on here. So you can set that explicitly here by saying endpoint. And I'm just going to try data upload URL. Now, what is, oops.
That is a mighty fine guess.
Is it a wrong guess?
Let's find out.
Okay. So what if I were to just take a peek here? I don't even know what exactly this is putting out, but
hey,
it looks good. It looks good.
Nice.
Okay, cool. So, all right. So we have Mux uploader wired up with a endpoint ready to go. And if we were to drop a video file on here, we would see that this is going to get the file uploaded as expected, which is great. But we need to take and think about, like, if I'm going to really build the next viral video application, I need to have a next step here. What happens after I upload a video? What would a user of the application expect to see? My guess is that maybe they should be taken to a page where they can then watch that video back. Or maybe there's like an admin interface that you're building out that would have like a preview of the video that they just dropped in. So we need to take a next step here after that video file is done uploading to basically get more information about what we just uploaded, what we shared. And so we need to exchange that upload ID that we receive when we create a new direct upload, and we exchange that for an asset ID. So we say, here's the upload ID that just finished. Where's the asset that was created as a result of it? Once we do that, we'll have access to be able to play back that video in the next step, whatever that next step is. So we need to continue down the path of building here and figure out how to listen to the upload complete here and then take that next step. I think we're on the right track here for essentially I need to listen to like what when it's done. So there should be some kind of event here that happens that says, hey, the video upload is actually completed. I wonder if that's something we'll find over here in the Mux docs. What would you venture to say?
There is a section in the Mux docs called listening for events.
Listening for events. Now, I'm doing this on my tiny screen today. How's that going? Okay, listening. Let's just do a listening for events.
There it is.
Uses custom events to share details about how the upload is progressing. Okay, so we have a progress event. When the upload is complete, you'll see 100% on the progress bar, and the success event will fire. So here we go. So we can get the uploader, add a listener to it to say when this has a successful upload, we take that next step. All right, so how do we do this over in Svelte territory?
There are 3 different ways to do this in Svelte. And this
Totally
is kind of what I
normal.
like about Svelte. You can do it the way that you have copy pasted there. And if you feel like that's too much boilerplate, there are 2 slightly more magic ways of doing them that
I
kind
want
of
to know the
remove some of the
magic
boilerplate.
here, because
Um,
this seems like it could work, but I'm learning Svelte today, baby. Let's go.
all right. Let me take you through this real quick. The traditional way of doing it, there's a nice little. I'm actually going to type on your screen here for a little bit. There's actually a little on mount hook. This is how you probably don't want to do it. On mount, and then you would do like the query selector, and then you would listen for event, and then you would clean up. So that's kind of what you might do in React, attaching an event listener. But you also might recall that in React, you don't always attach event listeners by using useEffect. You actually have a way directly on the element to listen for events. In React, you might do something like on success function. In Svelte, at least as of right now, on success. And I said as of right now because Svelte 5 is coming out sometime soon, and it's kind of changing this syntax, but we're not going to go down that wormhole.
Okay, so on success, and then here I pass a name of a function I'm gonna write, or what are we doing?
Right. Yeah, exactly. So just like in React, you would you can actually define the function in line, or you can, define a function up here and pass it down here.
All right. So on success, we are going to basically want to take the ID that we got from the original server load and then exchange that for the upload or the asset ID. So we'll get that from an upload call. Can I do that up here, or does that have to happen in the server?
Yeah, the file that you're in is the client. What you're
Okay.
talking about, exchanging the upload ID for the asset ID, has to happen on the server. So now we know how to send data from the server to the client. We do that with the load function.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do you send data from the client back to the server? The answer is actually exactly the same as what we found in Remix a few weeks ago. You need to write a form and write a form action.
I need to write a form and write a form action. So I'm going to look
the old-fashioned way
into.
of sending data from the client to the server is with a form.
Okay, look, a page.server, a plus page.server.js can export actions which allow you to post data to the server using the form element. Okay, so looks like I can do this here. And what's default? A page declares a default action to invoke this action. Just add a form. Look at that. No JavaScript needed. Okay, let's find out. We're going to go here, back over this way. I'm in the server file. And right below that, let's export a const actions. Default and to do. I'm not going to log in here, but we do need to probably get some information from this event that's going to submit after that upload completes. But let's not get ahead of ourselves here. It looks like this is okay. So how do I get it over to my?
You're trying to send your upload ID to the action, right?
That's right.
And the action handles the submission of a form. So you need a form that submits your upload ID.
Okay. And the form is just kind of any old form, right? I can put an input in there.
Don't forget to set the method to post.
Oh, form method equals post, which can you get a form? Can you method
Yeah,
get
all that would
form
do
jar?
is redirect to the same page and attach the values of the form as query params.
Look at that hot tip. All right, so we got input type. Let's just say hidden here, and value is going to be what? We need the data upload ID. I do that. And this is kind of, again, confusing. Maybe some React syntax here, but okay, and we probably want a name on this. Name equals upload ID. And now on success, I want to submit this form, right? Is there more to it?
You could like programmatically do it, but honestly, what I would do is I would just have a button in that form that's disabled until on success happens.
Okay, so let's see if we do button here. Submit. Okay. And on success, so we probably need some kind of state tracking here that's like aware that the video has not been uploaded. And then once the video success fires, then we can change that state to, hey, we're good to go, which would then like re-enable the button. Does that sound right to you?
Mm-hmm. So in React, you would use useState, set state and everything. Now, how does state work in Svelte? Now, that's a component thing, not a Sveltekit thing. So
interesting.
I'd go to the Svelte docs for that one.
Yeah, we'll go back over here. Svelte. Read the docs. Let's see. That seems like Svelte components. Maybe not here. Maybe here. Did I scroll too fast? Hold on.
I think I saw something about state there.
Assignments are reactive. Okay, hold on a second. Change component and state and trigger rerun are just assigned to a locally declared variable.
Yep, you're looking at the right section.
Okay, so we have local let count equals there. So they're doing a little incremental thing here, but it looks like we can just actually call a variable that's like, let's go here. Video ready, or let's actually say like upload complete. And then when the upload is actually complete, I want to change that value. So what do I can just set it to true?
Yep.
What do you mean? There's no use state and custom setters and what do you mean? Okay, so wait, we can just do upload complete true.
That's it.
Oh wait. Okay, that we went into this episode here trying to win me over maybe or show me the way that Sveltekit and Svelte will make my life better, and that right there was actually kind of compelling. Now there's some interesting like my brain is like, oh, what like can I just what about like mutating state and like being concerned about what's happening behind the scenes here and the integrity of everything, but I loved that just now. Like that was this is great. Okay, so I guess I'm not quite sure that this is actually working, so I shouldn't talk too much here. But like let's say that is ready to go and I need to disable this button if the upload is not complete. So how do I do that?
The curly brackets in your Svelte template are just JavaScript. So here you would just do curly brackets and, not upload complete.
Here, let's see. Not.
Well, exclamation point because we're JavaScript, right?
What are you talking about?
No need for the word not.
Oh.
I think when I said not, I meant
I thought this was like a special. I was
it's too magic.
Other on.
Nope.
Okay.
It's just JavaScript once you're in curly brackets. It's just like React in that way. Curly brackets kick you into JavaScript mode.
I see what you're saying. Okay. Interesting. So there's this kind of like weird mix of like, do I actually need to pass these little, this string, grammar stuff here? Do I need to do these apostrophes?
Yeah, those are useful in like a specific case. Like for example, if you wanted to mix strings in JavaScript, but in the case you were asking, no, you don't need those.
All right. So let's see what's going on here. Submit. So what again, let's kind of just like summarize. We have the uploader in place. It's going to try to upload a video directly based off of that URL that we generated in our server file. And once that submits, or once it finishes, then we are going to enable this button, which we can then click submit. That should take this upload ID, post it on over to our action here. And since we have a default handler, this is kind of where we should get that information. As far as I understand, whoops, that's what is happening here. Does that sound on base to you?
So far, so good.
Okay, so let's actually see, maybe what I can do is go into the default handler and say console log event. And this I should only really see in the terminal, right? Okay, so let's reload. I'm going to grab a video. Do I have any videos handy? Oh gosh, you know which one I have handy here? I have a
That's awesome.
Hey Arnold. I don't think we'll get a cease and desist for that, but we'll find out. Here we go. All right, drag that one. It's uploading. Good upload. Upload's complete. The button has been enabled. And let's just take a look here at the DOM too. I'm looking at the form. We have the upload ID here. It's hidden. And if I click submit, what happens? Okay, it looked like it reloaded the page there. And we got the event. We got the event in the log. So can I pull the params? Uh-oh, here we go. Params are empty. Is there another place to pull?
Yeah, I think you're looking for form data.
Okay, form data. Okay, so let's look at, maybe I'll go back here. And forms, this is kind of interesting, this switching between the different docs, but it hasn't felt too unintuitive quite yet. Like it kind of feels natural when I know when I would want to go to the other one. Actions always use post. Get request should never have side effects. So we do that. Named actions, don't need that. We do need the data. Request form data. That looks pretty promising here. Okay. Action. Let's go back. And from, actually, I'm just going to copy these two to save me some fingers getting tired over here. Actually, I should be saying the opposite. Like, I feel like I'm writing less code than I normally do. Request data get upload ID. You haven't said anything yet, so I'm guessing I'm not entirely off track here. Let's find out.
Dave, I'm speechless.
Oh, God, does that to people?
No, this is looking good.
Usually
you're on the right track.
Okay, let's do another upload. Arnold, football head, is going to go through the internet. Submit. And I want to look at the terminal again. There it is.
Nice.
We got it. Okay, so we got to exchange that guy for the asset ID, right? So we have to say const upload equals, client video uploads retrieve, and I pass the upload ID. Not assignable to type string. Now we know this is coming in here in this case, so I wonder if I could just like...
Never trust the user. Got to make sure it's a string first.
It's true. Okay, so if upload ID, maybe I would do what type of, if upload ID. Sure. All right, no yelling at me here. I get the upload. And what's going on with the upload? What do I do next here?
Well, what do you want to do?
I need to exchange the upload ID for the, I need to get the asset ID ultimately. And there's some kind of exchange of data here that needs to happen in order to retrieve that asset ID.
Well, your upload should have the asset ID attached to it now that it's complete.
Now that it's complete, and that asset
See?
ID contains that magic information about the playback, right? So if I were to console log this, here's a question. Can I prevent the page from reloading when I click submit so I could submit multiple
You
times?
can. So currently, your form is working the way forms did back in the 90s. The page
Yes.
reloads after you post it. You want it to kind of stay in the same place, which means you want the interaction to run as JavaScript, not as traditional browsers. In Sveltekit, all you need to do, and there's a lot behind this, but the short answer is yes, you add a directive to your form. It's going to be next to method post. It's going to be use : enhance.
Enhance.
Yeah, and I think you might have to import enhance. I actually don't know that off the top of my head.
Uh-oh. Okay. Let's go look here.
Yeah, import enhance from. Yeah, you'll find it in the docs.
Let's see if it'll work. Enhance.
Oh, there it is. Nice, autocomplete.
Okay. That's kind of funny. I don't know. Enhance is a form that otherwise would work without JavaScript. Okay, interesting. Okay, so let's just see if this works, because what we want to do here, I don't want to have to continue to upload a video over and over again. I know you love Hey Arnold, but I really want to get this uploaded once and then submit the form. If we need to resubmit it, we can resubmit it, and it's not a huge deal here. Upload is complete. Let's hit submit. There we go. It did not refresh, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
And if I look at the terminal, I'm still getting the upload ID.
Yeah, so I think your check right here might be incorrect. I think what you meant to say, if type of upload ID equals string.
That. All right, there we go. Type of upload ID equals string. All right. So here.
That should do the trick.
Oh, it
All right,
reloaded
hey.
on me. It reloaded on me. It didn't reload on form submit. I'm guessing it reloaded because I was changing my code.
Yeah, I think so. It couldn't detect if you made a change to the action or to the load, so it ran the load again.
All right, so I feel bad. If anybody in the content moderation area of Mux is just seeing a bunch of random spam uploads of Hey Arnold episodes, it's me. Okay, it's no nothing funky going on here. There we go. Okay,
Nice.
so assets
and
created,
there's your asset ID.
And we have new asset settings, a playback policy, and here's the asset ID right there. Okay, that's what we're looking for. I'm gonna go back over here and say ID equals, and that's that upload asset ID. And now, can I get the playback ID, Dar? How do I do that?
Got to use the asset API, second API call, client.video.assets.retrieve.
Equals. Oh, look, you got that one correct.
Good guess.
All right.
Your asset ID might be undefined, so TypeScript is yelling at you.
Okay. Upload asset ID. And if I always forget how to fix this. Is this, I thought that it can use like the exclamation point to say like, I got you.
Yeah, there's something about that. I mean, you could also just like asset ID space as space string, or yeah, hey, that works too.
As string.
I guess I didn't like that.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. YOLO, it's Friday. All right, so we got an asset. Let's log this thing out. And we should be able to just see, since we're running a little short on time here, do asset.
Oh, I got you.
Playback IDs, ID.
You want me to copy paste some code in? I've
You
got this
got
from another
some?
project. Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go. Yeah.
So, I mean, a couple weeks ago we were doing this in Remix, right? So here is just some code. And here's the great thing about like the modern web. Remix is so similar to Sveltekit because they're both using web standards. And I just literally copy pasted in some code from Remix. This is the only thing that you're going to need to change because this is a framework specific thing.
Okay, so just a quick breakdown. We're looking to make sure that it's ready. We're going to go and get the playback ID, which is an array, because we could have multiple playback IDs if we require maybe a public playback ID for public viewing and then assigned one, depending on how you want to use that. There's a potential for multiples there. So we want to find the correct playback ID, and you're looking for the policy here of public. And if we have one, and here, and this is in Remix, you were using a redirect function to be able to send that to the right page to view that video. Now, yeah, we got a couple minutes here, so I don't know if we should try. Maybe we should try it. What do you think? Get another page stood up and try to play this back, or what?
Challenge accepted.
Okay, gosh. All right.
There is a redirect function in Sveltekit as well, so I think autocomplete should give you that.
Let's find out. All right, so I'm going to import redirect.
Oh, it's like a good guess. It's lowercase r, but I mean that's about right.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Redirect. And instead of returning that, you also need to give it a status code because there's a couple different kinds of redirects. There's 307, 308. I think 307 would be appropriate here. That means a temporary redirect.
Okay, and it wants it first.
Right.
Is that right? You said what? 307?
Yeah. I mean, you can make an argument for a 304, but now's not the time.
Okay. So we don't have a playback page is the issue here.
Yeah. Oh, last thing. I don't think you return that. I think you just call the function.
Redirect.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, you don't have a playback page.
We should make one, right? Here's what I would do in Next. I would create a folder, playback, and then I would put page. But here we have. We need a like a brackets thing. This is what I would do in Next territory. Does it work here?
Well, you might remember from the beginning of the stream, I said this is really inspired by Next, or Next was really inspired by Sveltekit. So,
okay.
I think it's
somebody's yelling at the screen right now. That's like, we were here first. Is that what you're saying? Okay, so I want to triple check here and not just completely guess on routing. Page, server, error, layout, scrolling. Receiving data. Maybe I should rely on you, Dar. What do you think?
No, your guess was good. I mean, like playback ID, and then a plus page.
All right, so let's just go plus page dot svelte. Okay, and I just need a page here, right? Like, I'm just gonna put some silly HTML. And how do I get what we did was redirect to the actual with the playback ID is in the URL, right? So how do I get a URL param down here in my page?
So I only have partial certainty here. I know how to get it in your load function, but we don't need to load anything. We don't need any server-side interactivity here. So the next thing I would try without having read the docs or anything is I would try accessing the app store. Oh man, I can't believe I just said that. The page. Okay, you know what? Text and words doesn't really work, so I'm just gonna type this out for you.
Let's go.
So Sveltekit stores a lot of information about every page that you're on in what's called the page store. So import page from app/stores. Now, stores are Svelte's way of storing information global. I mean, in React, you can think of it as like React context or something like that. Sveltekit maintains a page store for you. Let's make this TypeScript as well, so we get that nice type checking on it. And I believe that the page store might have your playback ID. So I would actually console log it out. See if I'm right about that. We're just kind of guessing here.
Okay, we're guessing. So console log the page out, the whole page thing, or what?
The page store, yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's see. As long as we have the playback ID, this one shouldn't be too worried about losing our state here, because that's going to be in the URL. It's going to be persisted, and we won't have to upload any more Hey Arnold videos. But by golly, we got one more for them. Here we my bill is going to be through the roof. Here we go. Just kidding. Without that, the new starter plan actually has been a really great
That's right. These uploads are free.
Here we go. Upload complete. Submit. Look,
nice. And you got redirected.
On a page.
Let's check out our console, see if we got the page store. This is actually running client side, so you're going to want to check the browser console.
Oops. Okay. Oh man, small window problems. Okay.
Oh, I made a mistake. Stores are observables, which is a wormhole we don't have to get down into. So you have to subscribe and unsubscribe from stores. If we head back to VS Code, the way that would normally look is you would do like a page.subscribe, and then at the end of the day, you would do like a page.unsubscribe. Svelte has some magic for that called, you just put a little $sign there, and that subscribes you and unsubscribes you. This is important if you care about observables. If you don't, just know you got to put a $sign whenever you access the value of a store. Okay. So let's go ahead and try that again.
So save. Look at reloaded automatically over here. We got a route.
Oh, and there's your params.
Okay. Nice. So we got page.params.playback ID will give us that value that we're looking for.
I am so relieved that the playback ID was in the page.
Playback ID. I'm relieved.
Oh, did TypeScript handle that? TypeScript handled that. Way to go.
Oh, I don't even know how. Oh, it's probably from here. That's what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. There it is. And then to get this into a player, and we did go over here just a minute, but I feel like we can't leave our audience hanging.
It's worth it. We're so close.
We can't leave our audience hanging. So all we really need to do with this playback ID with Mux Player is pass it as kind of like a prop, like similar to how we were passing these IDs around earlier. But we don't have Mux Player installed either. So that's another one that I will have to add really quick. So here we go. Let's go back over to the docs for play videos on Mux Player for the web. Intro. Look, here we go. Drop in component for playing back videos in my web application. Quick start is exactly what I need. I'm going to throw it here. Player. And this is what the element looks like. Now, even here in the docs, we're seeing some additional interesting data, metadata that you don't have to set. This is helpful when you are going through the Mux dashboard to be able to kind of see some extra data on related to the playback of that video, but this is not necessary. I'm just going to pull it here. We see playback ID, and playback ID is going to be equal to our page. Oops, we already made that mistake. $page params playback ID, and we do need to import. Oh, we don't have an import here, do we? Interesting. Gap in the docs. Okay, import.
At Mux/Mux Player.
Set save. I'm gonna go back to my application.
Hey, Arnold.
Hey, bud. All right. So I wish I connected my audio so we can listen to this clip. But we're all set up here. We're seeing a little, this is related to the data submission that I think I'm blocking here on my side. But look, we uploaded and playback a video with Svelte in 1 hour and 5 minutes with truthfully a lot of stumbling around on my end. But that's to be expected when you never used Svelte before. Dart, that was pretty fun. Honestly, like it kind of, what I liked compared to some of the other frameworks that we worked with before was that a lot of that did feel like really intuitive in terms of what we've just been trained when learning some of the primitives of HTML and JavaScript. Just kind of like using a lot of the similar approaches that I've used that have been taught over the years. But it also feels like progressively like I could continue to, if I need to build on that additional functionality, I can do it. I'm not limited by what the application is providing me, the framework is providing me. But it just kind of felt natural. Like there was something about not having to think in the terms of use this or use that or use a like there was just something very simplified about it. Is that what catches your eye about Svelte?
For sure. Yeah, like the magic of Svelte is at the end of the day, it's just variables. And like with any abstraction, that breaks down a little bit as you build a bigger application. And that's where Svelte 5 comes in. Maybe we could talk about that another episode, maybe not. But like especially like the day one and the week one and the month one experience of Svelte is just like it just works. It's very nice, very smooth.
Look, I'm very happy that I had you as my co-host, riding along with me, helping me with the guardrails on this one. So thank you. We are going to probably turn this one into a guide. Why not? We have the code for it now. So hopefully we can make your Svelte integrations even quicker by the time that this video is. I guess the video will be out immediately. But this was fun. I appreciate your time, Dar, and we'll see you next week. What are we going to build next? What's on your mind?
I spent the morning playing with Astro, and it's pretty funky. We can dig into that sometime soon.
All right, that sounds good. Let's end today with a really special clip that's near and dear to my heart.